Okay, now we have a series. Okay, now we have a series. There have been a couple of Pittsburgh Penguin fans who have been watching these videos. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the comments. I don't mind the trash talking. I don't mind the funny, aha, you lost. Got a couple of those. But I'm not going to trash talk. I'm not going to say that we have it in the bag, because we don't yet. But I will say this. You cannot say that this was a walk in the park, because this series is going to go to 6 games. The Islanders are starting to push the Penguins around a little bit. And I am very happy about that. Because, number one, as I said before, I didn't want the Islanders to get swept. I didn't want the Islanders to go up 3-0 and lose 4 straight like the Thunderbirds did this year. And now we got a hockey series. Probably a series that a lot of people did not think was going to go 6 games. Some experts predicted to go 6 games. But I have a sneaky suspicion a lot of people did not give the Islanders a lot of love. And I think we just earned some love with this victory in Game 4. So, I know we got Game 5 and 6 coming up. The Penguins have to come back to the island, at least for 1 game. And so we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out. But at the end of the day, you cannot say this was a walk in the park, and you cannot say that the Penguins murdered the Islanders in this series. The Islanders have played 3 solid games back to back to back. So, just wanted to say that. Kind of a funny story on the personal side of this game. I ended up missing the first half of it. I got off work late, drove as fast as I could to the bar, and I walked into the bar, sat down, and actually looking at the score sheet, it was actually midway through the game, at about the 31-minute mark, if you want to combine all the periods. I sat down just in time for Penguins taking the puck along, on the blue line, checked an Islander defender, and all of a sudden Brandon Sutter comes open, and Brendan Morrow and Matt Cook find him, takes a shot, and he's able to get it past Nabokov at the corner. And I just thought, really? I literally just sat down at the bar to watch this game. They changed the channel for me. I'm here, and the Islanders just gave up a goal. Is this how this is going to go? Thankfully, it did not. Thought I'd share that with you guys. All right, so to recap the scoring, as I said, I followed the first half on my phone, and not too happy. Now, the score sheet that I'm looking at is on ESPN.com, and it's on the box score, but also on ESPN.com. They said they changed the scoring, so I don't necessarily know which one to go on, so I'm just going to go on the one that I have in front of me. Brian Straight gets his first of the playoffs. Assist from Lubomir Vanovsky and Casey C. I wish I could pronounce his name correctly. Sinikas at the 14:05 mark of the first period. And the reason why I'm not happy about this is because 45 seconds later, James Neal, first game back in the playoffs from Pittsburgh, gets his first of the playoffs. Assist from Andy Malkin and Jerome McGinley. That's the score at one base. So, I'm checking the phone again. We're about to head to the bar. The Islanders are up 2-1. Thought, okay, this is good. Who got the goal? And as I'm looking, I'm trying to refresh the page on figure out who got the goal. Pittsburgh ties it up with just less than a minute. Mark Strikes gave the Islanders a 2-1 lead on the power play, his first goal of the playoffs. Cisco to Travis Hamonic and Brad Boyles. And then Evgeny Malkin gets his second of the playoffs, assists from Jerome McGinley and Marc-Andre Fleury. Props to Fleury for getting an assist. Game tied at 2-2. We all know about the Brendan Sutter goal. At that point, the Islanders were down 3-2. And then Kyle Okposo, man, man alive. I don't know. I don't know if it's just every single time he touches the puck and it just has eyes. I don't get it, but you know, he just throws the puck on net, and I understand that not every single bounce is going to go into the net, but man, to have his second goal like that, where he knocks it off Marc-Andre Fleury and keeps the Islanders in the game, tied at 3-3, that is just incredibly fortunate. Incredibly fortunate. Gave the Islanders some momentum. It's his third goal of the playoffs. Leads the team. And the Islanders went into the game, into the third period, tied at 3-3. 41 seconds into the first period, Pascal Dupree gets his fourth of the playoffs. Leads Pittsburgh now. Assists from Chris Kunitz and Sidney Crosby. And then after that, all Islanders. Three unanswered goals. In this order, Mark Strike, John Tavares. John Tavares had a sick shot, by the way. Sick rebound, excuse me. And Casey Siakis. Strike is second. Tavares is second. And Casey is second. Assists on the goals. You got Brad Boyles on two of the goals. Colin McDonald. And Casey had a few. Mark Abner also had an assist. And one thing that we're saying in the intermission is that the Islanders are really keeping this simple. I mean, they just are trying to create as many scoring opportunities as possible. And they're just throwing it at the net. I mean, they're going back to what hockey, in my opinion, used to be. It used to be pass, shoot, score. Now the game's more on speed, more about hitting. But you can tell they're passing. The shooting can sometimes get a little off here and there. But they are really trying to go back to old school hockey, and it's looking really good. Marc-Andre Fleury, who had a really tough game late, just collapsed. Some of the goals, some of the goals, some could say were weak, but he allowed them. Stops 18 out of 24 shots, allows 6 goals, save percentage of .750. His counterpart, New York Islander goaltender Evgeny Nabokov, 27 saves out of 31 shots, 4 goals, a save percentage of .887. Both goaltenders now have a record of 2-2 in the playoffs. For shots on goal, Islanders outshoot Pittsburgh 31-24. They were outshot 12-7 and 12-7 in the second and third period. Outshot Pittsburgh 10-7 in the first. Power plays. This is the stat I really like. Pittsburgh 0 for 2 and New York Islanders 1 for 4. Islanders very, very good, solid discipline while they were playing the game. Now, what is very unfortunate is there was a little scruffle at the end of the game. Actually, before I go into that, hits in this hits, you got the Islanders 33 compared to Pittsburgh's 26. Faceoffs won. Islanders won the faceoffs 29-25, and they win game number 4, 6-4, heading back to Pittsburgh on Thursday. Now, what's very, very unfortunate is that this game ended in a little scuffle. And the one thing I've noticed is that the Islanders, they're really letting their emotions get to them sometimes. And you just can't have that. I mean, I understand it's the playoffs. I understand that their emotions are going to run high. But the last thing I would like as a fan of this team is to have somebody that gets suspended for fighting. Now, granted, I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen, per se, because the fight did not get out of hand. But that was the first thing I thought of. I'm celebrating at the bar. I'm like, yeah, we won. Oh, shoot, please do not draw a stupid penalty or a stupid suspension, please. Okay. So, going to head back to Pittsburgh. Wow. Like I said, we got a series. It's going to be the turning game in Game 5. I'm hoping to watch it. I don't necessarily know if I can. That's why I've been trying to watch the first 4 games of the series. Might be obligated on Thursday night, but I will recap the game. And fun fact, it's the first Islanders playoff victory in Nassau Coliseum since 2002. And what's unfortunate is I actually do remember that game as if it was yesterday. I remember exactly what I was doing. I remember what I was supposed to be doing. And I remember where I was. I was at home and I was supposed to study for a science. I was supposed to study for some sort of test in high school. And did I do that? No. I was going to. I had watched the Mariners play the Yankees. And then I thought, oh, hey, the Islander playoff game is on. So I ended up watching that instead of studying for a test. I don't remember how I did on the test, but I do remember Mariusz Zukowski scoring and the Islanders beating the Toronto Maple Leafs and Darcy Tucker and Ty Doming acting like thugs in the penalty box. Yes, I did say thugs. So it's first playoff victory at home since 2002. That drought is over, so that's nice. And we got Pittsburgh. We got game 5 in Pittsburgh. So I got my fingers crossed. What I'm really not liking, I'll end with this. What I'm really not liking is the last time the Islanders had a chance to win a playoff series back in 2002 when they played the Maple Leafs. The Islanders won game 2, 4, and 6, and the Maple Leafs won. The Islanders fell down in the series, tied it up at 2-2, lost game 5, tied it up at game 6, and then lost game 7. Kind of hoping that we don't see the pattern of Pittsburgh, Islanders, Pittsburgh, Islanders, Pittsburgh. You know, makes me a little uneasy. So, just keep doing what you're doing, Islanders. Stick to that game plan. I mean, that's the one thing I'm really proud about on this team. Is just they're not panicking. They're just constantly trying to put pressure on Fleury right now. And after game 1, they're putting a heck of a lot more pressure on Fleury, Marc-Andre Fleury, than they have before. So just stick with the game plan, and hopefully we'll keep seeing these good results. And if you think about it, we're a goal away from being up 3-1. You know, if we just happen to get to game 3, but that's another story. Go Islanders! Enjoy this one, fans. It's great to see a playoff win at home, but we have game 5 on Thursday. So talk to you later. Let's go Islanders, and see you on Thursday.